more episodes, you know what to do. Subscribe, like, comment, and we'll see you on the next IRL podcast. So today is a special episode. We are talking to two icons, two men who have two different paths, one powerful truth. Omar Epps, of course, is an actor, author, storyteller. We've seen his face in some of the most iconic movies of all time. And of course, 2 Chainz is a Grammy-winning artist, businessman who's built an empire without ever losing his authenticity. Together, they are the co-writers and producers on the new short film. It's called Red Clay. And welcome to IRL. Gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you.
We should start with the movie and the purpose that brought you guys together for this project. Whose idea? Where did it come from?
So this short film called Red Clay is a story that's about me that I've never talked about in an interview with you or anyone else. I've never necessarily put it in my music. And it was hard for me to even find someone to help me bring it to fruition because I wanted it to be tasteful art-wise, but you know, it does have its dark side to it.
Yeah, and there's a vulnerability that comes with that.
It's almost borderline embarrassing for me to, you know, but my mom's here now, and it's a story about, you know, addiction and relationship between, you know, mother and son.
Trying to think of the line. There was a line when I was watching it at the end of the movie. I'm like, that line just like sums up so many people's experiences. It was like, we don't have no other choice. Basically, something was happening in the film where one kid says to the other, you know, you can't do that. We can't do this. This is not, and he says, what other choice do we have? Like, what other choice?
Right.
And just that small line, when you think about people's lives and the decisions they make, people, especially who get in trouble, who from the outside, other people say make questionable decisions
like
and all of that.
Call them a bonehead or something. But I'm a firm believer of like, not judging. I mean, it's easy with social media to judge, like, why would someone do that?
But people do that all day, every day.
I mean, I use this example all the time because, you know, people would think like, man, you glorify, you know, selling, trapping or whatever that is as even a music genre now. But I explain this to everyone that I talk to, that if I was born in Hawaii, I would be a great surfer, right?
Yeah.
And if I was born in Denver, Colorado, I'd be good at skiing. Right. But my mom and I, we lived in the trap, not like we stayed where people went, got stuff, and then took it to wherever they're going. This was where my mom paid rent at. And so it was almost like what you were supposed to, you know, like everybody was doing it.
You know, that word gets thrown around a lot. We were in the trap or the trap.
Nah, yeah, it does.
It does, but can you just paint the picture of what that is growing up, what that looks like for somebody who is not from that world and hears that word all the time?
It is predominantly dealing with the buying and selling of just goods. And when I say goods, I mean every, you know, from weed to cocaine or whatever, right? And then this is a neighborhood. So every neighborhood in Atlanta is not a trap, but different neighborhoods have traps where you go and you get something where people come in town, college students, whatever. You just go there to this certain neighborhood and you get whatever you need. Somebody has it. You know, people used to run to cars and before these.
For a lot of people, it's a place you dip in and you dip out.
Yeah, you don't.
Go
It's
get
like
what
a
you
zoo.
need
I call it a zoo.
out.
Yeah.
Right.
So people don't know what happens at the zoo at night. Everybody gone, right? But it's really like a zoo there, right? And when you come in the daytime, and people think it's interesting, and people will come and be like, look at these, you know, look at these guys, and they have, you know. But then no one really knows what happens at night when you actually live there, and it's a lot of peer pressures, and it's a lot of things that you have to go through. And with me even articulating this film and even articulating myself as a man right now, I never want to try to out-trauma anyone that's a rappers, in my opinion, they always try to out-struggle each other. Like, you just don't know. I used to eat water, bro. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? And you're like, damn, nigga. Like, okay. So, but for me, it was trying to find a tasteful way to say that I have really overcame a lot. Like, I've been through a lot, and I don't want to sit here and get a pity party or even pull out Kleenex.
You're not trying to be out here.
I think this story is that it's another side to it. My mom is here with me now. She'll be 75 next week.
Oh, God bless.
You know what I'm saying? We
Can they hear us in there?
We looking like it. We feeling like it. We smelling like it. Me and Mama smoked a joint on the way to the airport.
You did?
Come on, man. On the way here. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's just like, you can't even make this up. And, you know, we're on the other side. I like to say we're on the other side of the mountain. Like, going up that mountain was a real struggle for both of us, and my father being around limited, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm really showing people, like, this is the prize. This is what it looks like on the other side.
I love that.
And also, there's a bit when we talk about those areas, the trap, as it were. It's a lot of beauty in that, you know, because it's still human beings having a human experience. And so when I say the beauty, you know, not of kind of that side of it, but there's community, there's family, there's kindness, there's hope. You know, even so, want the film to highlight that as well. You know what I mean? And again, in those subtle ways.
What is the hardest part of sharing this for you? The most vulnerable part of this for you?
Because people are, oh man, well, like, you know, people are still living that was living back then. So, like friends, relatives, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like, so it's just really hard for me to live in it, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if people knew that this was going on or if they saying, boy, you dumb if you think we didn't know. So I find a hard time still.
What part of it? Because
the hard parts of it, if I must say, the hard parts of the film that I had to deal with my mom and stuff like that. So I don't know if, I think right now, just like, so, okay, this is a great way. We've been doing. Saying,
I don't want to, it's like, I don't want to spoil it either, but when we're talking about at the beginning of like how circumstances, what is our other choice? You show the choice of a young child whose mother is
and
battling
it almost addiction.
addiction.
Look like, if I tell somebody that story, like, come on, man, you could have thought of another way. You could have done something else. But honestly, in the position that I felt like I was in, I felt like this was the only choice I had. And so when I showed this in Atlanta at the film festival in Atlanta, I had my head down the whole time. When I show it, which I'm going to show it here up in New York, I don't know people. I'm not really embarrassed. Like, you don't know me. You can't judge me. You just, you know, you're looking at the receipt right now. So I'm not even really, but at home, I had a moment because I see people that's from my neighborhood, because I'm inviting everybody out to see so I'm seeing people from my neighborhood or friends or even relatives, you know what I'm saying? And so just trying to navigate through that therapeutically, like, is just where I'm at with that right now, man. Like, I've had people, this is something that reveals truth about, you know, people that I say wear masks, you know, you know, most of the day. You know, we come out, I smiled my way through high school, literally smiled my way. I didn't make a C, he know this too, till I got to college. And I made it on purpose so I could feel like an average person.
You made a C on purpose. C, like a grade?
Yes, I was like, but all through high school, I made an A and B. I made A's and B's, and you can ask my mom. She didn't have to be my alarm clock. I went because I wanted to go. I got my scholarship on my own from playing basketball.
You said you got to see because you just wanted to feel like,
I wanted to feel like how normal people
you wanted
feel.
To feel average.
Man,
for a
I'm
second?
not gonna cap you down. My transcript will show, but I'm just trying to tell you, like, and then I went to school because I like to dress. I like females, obviously. I like to have, you know, put it on. So you're looking at somebody that you're looking at somebody that I can explain like this. I went to juvenile for selling, or not for selling, possession of cocaine at 15, and I have a college degree in psychology. It's not that many people that have that spectrum. And so it's a lot of stuff between those two.
What can you tell me about you as young you, and that we do see a version of it in this movie, but what, without specifics about exactly what happened, just your relationship with your mother? As a young boy.
Oh, she like my ride or die.
Were you like that as a little kid though too?
Yeah, because that's where the titty boy name come from. Because I was sitting up, I'm like a titty bear. I just be sitting up on her while they trying to play cards, smoking cigarettes, drinking, doing whatever they doing. I just won't get out the way because, you know, that's my rock. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why it was really hard to tell that story, because I didn't want to disrespect her feelings either.
How did she react when she saw it?
Well, I had the movie like 2 months before I was able to show it to her. She would come to the house. I just want to show it. I showed my wife. Let me show my kids. And then
she came to the set.
Yeah, she was there while we shot, but she wouldn't come inside because the house was hot. But she was there the whole time. And then I finally showed it to her just to get her nod, because I didn't want to show it to the whole public without her or it being her first time. And I just started learning so much more that I learned so much more that I had no clue about her and my father's relationship, where I was where they got married, how they met, just stuff that you don't even, I guess, ask your parents. Or
Isn't that interesting that we sometimes could go our whole life with a story in our head, and until you sit your parents down as an adult?
Yeah, I never knew.
Yeah. And the funny part is as we get older, they give you more details.
Yeah,
they fill in the certain blanks.
But if you don't ask or you don't create moments to have those conversations, you could really
moments.
never learn.
I don't think you just wake up and be like, Mom, so how did you beat this guy? You just...
That's so funny. He called me one day. He said, "Cut, I just found out how my parents met, man."
It was.
He said,
"How was it?"
Yeah. I was like, my mom, she said she dreamed about him or some little story, and here he come, and then he got incarcerated, and they kept in touch and some other stuff. But yeah, I think, Mom, y'all got married in prison, I think, right? Yeah, so I didn't even know that till 2025.
That's true. They got married in prison?
I'm a whole 40-something-year-old man.
How long was your father away for? Most of your life, right?
Yeah, he was in and out. But he's still like, I never, okay, so I'm from the era, and I'm sure we're all from the era of, man, fuck my daddy, man, fuck that. Like my whole neighborhood was like, because it was just like.
That was the norm.
That was the norm, fuck my dad. And I just would not say it. Bro.
Really?
I never said it. No matter how long he would be gone, we would do this thing, like if my mom took me to see him in prison, he would put his hand on the glass, and just to kind of see how tall I was or how big I was getting, you know what I'm saying? So it was a little, and I would go back and see him, and it looked like, he would be aging, but he always had some game and, something to tell me. So it wasn't like he was completely out of my life, you know what I'm saying? And in the last 7 years of his life, I picked him up he went to prison in his 70s, I think. He was just like the 60s, 70s. So the last time he went, I picked him up, I said, "Look, nigga, stop." You know what I'm saying? Come stay with me. Stay with me, bro. You know what I'm saying? We get out, go to Verizon, get him a cell phone. He got like 9,000 saved up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he stayed with me. He still got out, started hanging with my friends. He trapping with my friends. You know what I'm saying? It just was like, when my dad passed away, I found 2 pounds of weed. 6 guns. I don't even know why you got 6 guns. My cousin go over there. She go to sleep, wake up. "Oh my God, it's a gun under the pillow. What was wrong with your father? Why would he have a gun?" So it just all of these. I found we had a pipe that busted upstairs, so we had to redo the whole basement. Man, one of the Migos come up. "Yo, so Migo, here you go right here. It's money that he done stashed in a room, in a closet. Mama come get all the money from me. He owe me that. He owe me that.
It's the least he can do for her.
So I did have a lot of great experiences, even though he wasn't there. And this is just how it was supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? However I turned out is like, I learned a lot from
what's
the streets, too.
You know what's so interesting, though? It's like, so you talk about your mom, and the part we do say is that in her addiction and all the things that brought to your life, but you loved your mom so much, like they call you titty boy.
Yeah,
no, not everybody. Some people do, but they have a complicated, distant. It turns. Not everybody puts their arms around those type of situations. Your mom was dealing with addiction, but you held on tighter. Your dad's in prison. You just said you held on tighter while everybody in the neighborhood. That says something about you, I think.
I ain't look at it like that.
You know what I'm saying? You know how many people are like you said, fuck my father, or they get angry at their mother.
But even when, to the thing that, you're kind of dancing around, it's a reason from protection. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And trying to protect
everybody
that behavior, that addictive, you know what I mean?
Yes.
In a child's mind.
Yeah, and look at it. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
See, yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah. And that's what I mean by those layers.
Yeah.
And it's interesting when people see the film, I mean, from all walks of life, everyone has, we were talking to remember we was having that meeting one time and it might have been a different type of thing, but that addiction, a woman she got emotional in the room.
Whole white lady, like I was
something similar. My mom and blah, blah, blah. So it's one of those things.
What does the movie bring up for you? Like, what was your childhood like in comparison to like telling this story?
In terms of the love and like protection over, Mom Dukes, like, I mean, I have a different experience. My father only met my father once.
Me too.
Really?
Look at us.
Yeah.
Look at us.
Look how we bond.
Look at our bond.
That's trippy.
Wait, when did you meet yours?
I met my father once when I was 12.
Oh.
And that was it.
Good old Epps.
Yeah, good. Right. Good old
Your Epps dads was really out here.
Good old
Yeah, and you
That
guys
name
did
powerful,
extraordinary. Like, considering the circumstances, y'all did extraordinary.
Well, I think that, I think that's our mothers,
The mothers,
parents that were there, that held it down, fought through how they could, you know what I mean? And we were, fortunate, but we both put in the work. That's why I always talk to him about, like, don't nobody see the work. You know what I mean? Not deviating from the conversation, but that's the problem with social media right now. It's all a highlight reel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They just show the shot going in. They don't show the 1,000 misses to hit the one.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I do.
And so we, I say that humbly, but we both have put in and continue to put in that work.
The interesting thing is both of your situations with your pops, you meeting your father once. How did that go, by the way?
It's a whole, I actually wrote a short about that.
Oh, yes.
Because it was a life experience in 4 days. A whole life happened that I didn't realize until 5 years ago.
Bro, that's only hit me late too, bro.
You know what I mean?
God is love's on the letter.
Yeah.
And then how does that change you after you meet him for the first time? Because afterwards is when you might change your perspective a little, no?
It did. But it's just one of those things. I think you go through life. What's the new buzzword? Unpacking. Right?
Healing, unpacking.
Yeah. Taking agency over self. Yeah. No, I'm just playing. Yeah. But
that's real though. It's real.
But I think for me, that really started to come to light once I started having kids. Once I became a father, all of that kind of it comes back up and trying to figure it out and
because nobody taught you how to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're kind of designing the blueprint.
I just wonder because for me, my story my whole life was that my father was a heroin addict and that's why he wasn't around. And so my whole life I've always treated people with a type of empathy because I was never angry at my father like you, right? I always thought, because he was addicted to drugs. So that's why he wasn't able to be a father. Then I found out a couple of years ago that he actually I thought he was dead, by the way. I thought he was dead for many, many years. Thought he died. Because I haven't heard from him since I was 10. So I thought he was dead. Then we found out he was alive, thriving, healthy, family now. And good for him. He got out of his addiction. He survived and all of that. But I thought he was dead all these years. But something interesting happened to me after where because I was wired a certain way for so long, where I had this empathy for people who have addiction or people who have had struggles. And I got a little weird for a few months.
Really?
Yeah, where I started I didn't want to hear no excuses about shit.
Yeah.
Everything sounded like somebody was making an excuse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I started,
yeah.
and it was weird. I had to check myself. I had to wait a minute. You don't want to be that person. You had it right the first time. I realized it was more emotional than anything, but it definitely something when your story gets rewritten, when you meet your father for the first time. I just wonder if there's a rewriting of who you are that happens after that. Maybe not for you. Maybe that just was my experience.
No, I think that's true. It's interesting because as you saying that, I was just thinking about some of our conversations with Chainz was hesitant in certain moments, kind of I could sense it, we going, it's happening the right way in a sense of we will have conversations about his childhood. Mm-hmm. I like what you just said, rewiring. But it doesn't rewire you. It's you rewiring yourself. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
It does. It does. So it took me a second to
fine tune yourself.
Fine tune it.
And that's okay.
Because I was I'm rewired. This is weird.
Right.
Boy, get your ass up. You got the same 24 hours. I want to hear that.
I'm telling you, it's real. I can feel it.
I got bills too. I'm trying to tell that person. Hell, you talking about
I got real
I get it though, man.
And I had to rewire again because I was no, that's not who you are really in your soul. So
I think the whole thing, I know we talk about all the time, is nature versus nurture. You know what I'm saying? Are you somebody that's raised by a great home, which is perfect, or are you raised by your environment? You know what I'm saying? And I think mine is definitely not 50-50, but it did help, and we all have to figure out what's us. Are we outside? Is everybody outside, or do we have any kind of parental advisory going on around here? Everybody's outside.
What is the thing that you attribute to you, both of you, just getting to the other side of this in the way that in the extraordinary way that both of you have. And also just in family, like you are in long-term, very long-term. You've been married how long now?
It's going on 20.
Sheesh. And you got like...
Yeah, we got married in 2018.
But you were together a long time before that, too.
Yeah, Keisha, my rock, yeah, for sure.
I'm just saying, you seem to have figured out how to do healthy family.
And both of them named Keisha Epps, which is
wild.
Both got... Yeah. Both our wife named Keisha Epps.
Come on now.
It's wild. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
But
so how do you know, what do you attribute that to? Success in that way, especially not being, you usually have to learn how to be a partner, a father, all those things.
That's a good question. I mean, I just think it's knowing who you are. In our respective ways, we both had to, what they call, grow up fast.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking the same thing.
Look at y'all cousins.
On the low, I was about to say, because we was popping. We was popping. I'm going to come clean. I was popping. I was popping so popping. It's no secret, My first threesome was 7th grade,
Wow. No, it was not. No, it was not.
Well, man,
how old were you in the 7th grade? How old were you?
How old was I?
How old were people in the 7th grade?
I was 12. 12,
How did you manage that?
They invited me in. I don't want to say their name, but they got a neighborhood. Yeah,
I ain't think I know on in with it.
Well, I'm just trying to tell you, when you had these kind of experiences so early, you know what I'm saying? Not to say that you just was, the captain of the ship at this type of age, but I was forced to grow up really, really, really fast. Mm-hmm. So to find somebody that you can settle down with or slow down with, it starts to be a goal.
You have to get it out of your system first. You think?
I don't know. I'm just speaking. We share these kind of things. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah.
In your circumstance, you had to get it out your system.
I don't even know if it was about getting out my system. I met somebody that was super compatible, God-fearing, and that I would like to help raise my kids with. You know what I'm saying?
I had to figure it out.
You did?
Yeah, for me, I was not trying to get married. I didn't think marriage was in the cards for me.
Why?
Because, you know what I'm saying?
Because you was young Omar Epps in the streets?
My sniper rifle is...
Oh my God. Don't have Keisha running here.
Nah, I'm just, she know.
They know.
Yeah, they know. But I just, of course I thought about having kids, but I didn't know what, you come from the same parent household, like the idea of
What's
that.
Your example? What do you use? That's it.
That's a good question.
That used to be my excuse until I got married. Like, so who's like the person we
aspire to be?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
But then happy marriage. Yeah,
like who. But it becomes a time where you have to stop using that excuse and
you think that's an excuse?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's an excuse. It's the truth. It's some truth into it too.
Sure.
Who you be like, Obama?
we didn't have that though.
Yeah. You like that. We didn't even have Obama. We like the Cosby's ain't real.
Right.
It's
right.
Ain't neither one of our parents together. Either one.
Right.
Even talk to the parent that they had you. So it is like, man, you have to jump out on faith, I guess.
But I could say something too though. It's a tribute to our women. Like we got some dope women.
Aww.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think when you find a dope, like she fight through it to be with you,
mm-hmm.
like with you. Yeah. When you outside, you can see that clear as day. Mm. Like, oh nah, that's special. And then I think the foundation, is that friendship. That's a overused, understated word. Right there, that
what
friendship.
What does that mean, though? Like,
yeah, like yo, that's my homie. Like that's not just this title wife or whatever. Like that's my girl. Like I like hanging out with my girl. You know what I mean? Like we laugh, we do everything together. Like that, and to have that as also obviously like your lover, but then we change it. So like the matriarch, like once you start having children, and it's like I try to tell these young cats, like, yo, when you make that decision, you should think, God forbid, if something happened to you, is that the woman you want raising your kids? Mm. And when you think like that, your whole perspective, you talk about rewiring, you be like, oh, yeah. That list is real tiny.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think we've been blessed, like, both of us, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Well, was Keisha already? She was, right? I was gonna say,
when
what
we
was
met?
it? I was gonna say, what was it about her? But
Nah.
she
when we
wasn't in
met-
Total?
She was, yeah. She was in
Total.
Total, but they wasn't signed. So when we met.
Oh, she was aspiring Total.
Yeah, we met
Wow.
like early, and it's like, yeah, you know, I don't
So you
wanna be
watched that whole, but you watched her whole,
Oh, yeah.
the evolution of that. And
Yeah, it was incredible.
because sometimes when people have, especially celebrities, date each other, I think a reason that it doesn't work is because they see them as this entity, star, and then sometimes that fizzles out. But you two have rode
Together.
all the waves of all of that stuff together.
Yeah, but again, that friendship, like that was the homie. So
Yeah,
when I
love
was watching, obviously I was happy and proud of her, but I'm like, oh man, you about to put that gel in, that weird gel you do. I know the tricks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it was just dope to see, her own star, rise and more importantly, like, her fulfill her dreams and aspirations, and just to be there, on the sidelines rooting for her the whole time. So
That's dope.
it's dope.
What about fatherhood? How have you guys managed that road?
For me, I tell my kids all the time, I'm like, look, I'm figuring this out just like you are. Like, I ain't, my
you
oldest.
tell them that?
Yeah. My oldest is 26, my middle 21, my son is 17, and I'm like, this is weird. like,
did your kids see this movie, Phil? Yeah. And did they know all of this already? Because you're pretty honest with your kids, no?
I'm super honest. They didn't know, but then, they know now. They know, basically. I try not to hide too much from them. They already go to a private school, which is nothing wrong with going to a private school, but I do try to inject a super reality space on what it's like, for us.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of those school walls. So yeah, I shared it with them, and and then with my oldest kid, like I have a 16-year-old, so sometimes I spaz out and tell them, like, when I was your age, I just say some, I don't know.
The kids hate when you say that.
But it's some of them don't know, like, damn, you did, like, whoa, it's like you trying to trick the trickster, you know what I'm saying? It's like, but I love it, man. I have 2 daughters, 16. About to be 17 next week. So Heaven and my mom born the same day. That's how stuff work in my life. So
the universe.
Mama be 75, Heaven be 17. She good driving. She wants to go to Howard. If that's what she want to do, we gonna visit and do that. She's a senior. Then I have my middle child going to the 8th, and I have Halo, who's aspiring to go to the league. He'll be 10 at the end of this year. And I'm just cool. I'm enjoying everything. It's hard to balance both. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to balance both, but I try to do it because I'm still want to be successful in my career as well.
And I don't think that's, when you talk about that balance, it is, but I don't think that's relative to like what we do. I think if anything, to work, whatever you do and have family is hard for anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And once you get to that point, because it's like me and my wife talk about all the time. I'm like, I'm like, once you have kids, you kind of like lose your girl, like a part of her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
You have to share her.
You got to share her.
Yeah.
And like, so now we at the point, I'm like, yo, man, youngest is 17. I want my girl back.
Oh,
like,
I love
they can take care of themselves. Like,
I be like, Keisha, I'm hungry too, Like, kids, what y'all want? Kids.
Right,
like, oh, you know what I'm saying? But I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. But I'm thankful.
Y'all gonna have second honeymoons once these kids out the house.
Yeah. Gotta be going for it. But you know what's funny about kids when you talking about like, you showing your kids and like the movie, it's funny because you could tell them stories and they sound like mythology to them.
Yeah. They can never understand.
It's like, nah, I really went through this.
Yeah.
And it's like, so they so detached from that, which is a beautiful thing.
Yeah. I was looking for this because there is a line in the movie where the kid is, I guess it's you, is on the phone with his father who's in prison. Mm-hmm. And he says, a real man never depends on a woman, not even his mama.
Ooh. So that's
what your father, is that a real line that your father?
Real line. And it used to irritate the mess out of my mom.
Mm.
And, it's like you got this old fashioned way of thinking and, or whatever you want to call it. It's just different phases of life or whatever. But it was a time when he would not be around, but would also tell me that a woman can't raise a man, and would have some type of personal validity of why he felt that way. And so it was very important to add that, because he was telling me that from, a prison cell. So to say a woman is like, well, she's doing a pretty good job. She's doing a pretty. She's doing pretty good, And it's like, you don't want to take sides and be like whatever. But that is a hard position to be in. But yeah, that's a very true statement that he made until he left about men and raising men, so to speak.
Yeah. But not just that, like you taking the role of being the protector and like almost like
man
a leader, the man of the house as a baby.
You're the man of the house now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that too, get your pellet gun and until you're able to get a real gun and just be a protector and like, whatever. Ain't nobody gonna touch your mom. I was just one of those guys. If I don't like the boyfriend, then you can't like the boyfriend. You know what I'm saying?
But no cap, when I'm not home, I tell that to my son.
I do too. You the man. Look at the girl, watch the girls. I do it too.
That's what you tell him?
Yeah. I'm on that. You know how to move. Like when I'm, if I'm out working or whatever, hold it down. Because I think there's power in that. You know what I mean? Meaning like organic with the natural.
Yeah, you're giving them responsibilities. Yeah. How old is your son?
17.
17 now. Oh yeah, so
at
17.
Well, yeah, ready.
Are you a tough father? You are, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, with my boy, yeah. With my girls, I'm like,
mush.
You can't do nothing with girls. You can try to be tough. It's like,
what do you mean?
You can't do nothing with girls.
What do you mean?
You can't do nothing with girls. My daughters are switched. They are just like,
they own you?
Yeah, they got me. I literally was arguing with my daughter yesterday about eating. And she said, well, I'm not hungry. What do you want me to do? I said, you ate the... I said, you try to wait till you starve you shouldn't wait till you're starving to eat, Well, I'm going over with my friends. They have like sushi and maybe like some fruit. And I said, I'm tired of arguing about eating food. And I just walked. I didn't even say I'm tired. I just was like, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? But this is something I'm dealing with female, with little girls when they're growing and going through these emotions. Like I can't have too much masculine energy and have them shy away from me. I like when, my daughter went to the prom, she did something, not like that, but she did something that she knew. Man, and she told me, you know what I'm saying? And I think that that's cool to have that kind of relationship. She couldn't hide it because how she walked in the house, but she was able to tell me.
What are you saying right now?
My daughter had a couple drinks for a prom.
You could tell when she walked in.
Yeah, well, I wasn't there. My wife was there, but my driver told me.
She wouldn't be the first.
And she wouldn't be the first, right? And so she told me, like, it was this. She described it was some old private school punch.
Concoction.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Not a private school
punch. And we passed that. So I like to have that relationship where we can still talk and you don't think I'm about to.
I agree with that. You don't ever want your kids feeling like they can't talk to you about whatever.
Yeah.
So trying to find that balance too.
What's the best parenting advice you've ever been given?
Oh.
Or that you've learned on your own?
That's a good question. It's a lot.
I got one.
What's yours?
One was early I learned that sometimes because I used to beat myself up because I'm working. If I was late to the basketball game, I would do all of that. Oh,
that's a mom.
If I would cry because I'd be late. No, it's hard. It's hard. And I try to be there and I try to balance my life like that. But there are times you might not be able to do or say or teach. I'm like, did I teach him that? Did I tell him that? So you worry about all the things that you might have forgotten to teach them. But I learned early that they learn more from watching you than they will ever learn from something you told them. Like who you are as a person, how you carry yourself, what like my standards are, my things like that. I feel like I always gave myself that grace to be like, okay, if you didn't do that exactly right, if you just be the best your version, at the very minimal, if you be the best version of yourself and you give that as an example to your child, that that in itself is good parenting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that.
I love that.
It freed me up a little bit to not feel like I had to be a perfect mom.
I explain like I like learning stuff. I like that. I'm gonna take that with me.
You will? I love that.
Yeah, I like that. Because it's like, did I do it right? But if you like, I guess, led by example and by actions, then they learn, you know, unconsciously or subconsciously. And you know what I mean? So it's not about like, because I have a little boy, so I want to give him all the game I can give him, you know what I'm saying? From what to do around women, grown-ups, police, all the basketball, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? So I think what you said, actions, like how you move, the standards that you keep, like once they see how you move or how their mom moves.
Because we can tell kids, I mean, we know, I know people tell me stuff when I was a kid, so they was blue in the face. I'm not listening to that. But I am influenced by people, and especially my parents, right? Yeah.
You know, kids see everything, man. Stuff you try to hide from them, they know what time it is.
Exactly, right? So. You be telling them, hey, listen, do it this way. But meanwhile, you living a different life.
Right. That's deep what you said.
Like me saying, y'all know not to be doing these drugs. Like,
right.
One thing I want to touch on before we get out, I do have a soundtrack for Red Clay coming out August the 1st that I need to talk about. Okay. And it's ultimately a mood board for Red Clay.
That makes sense.
It's a mood board. It's 9 songs total. It's almost like, it's the fun part of the create. I like being creative.
What do you want people to take away from the film? Like this project or the music, the film, just the whole project? What is your hope for how it lands in the world?
My hope is that it ultimately opens up somebody's ability to express maybe some
hard truths.
Trauma. Hard truths. Right? I don't want to say, hard truths. And for me, it took 30 years to do this. Literally 30 years, 10 albums. I don't know how many mixtapes. I don't know how many interviews to put it in a short film to still not say it, just to like put it out there. And just like.
But did you talk about it in private? Like, did people know that about your life?
No.
So it's like a secret that you held on to for all these years.
A very huge, very, very huge secret.
Do you feel freed now?
It's getting there, but I'm not there yet. I feel some tightness shit right now.
Sick? Like
I feel some tight shit. I don't know what it is.
But sometimes when you hold something about you it's like you're not all the way free because it's always like hanging on your shoulder.
Maybe we say that, and maybe you help me with my elevator pitch. Maybe this could help free somebody, and not like in a prison sense, but like no mentally.
Tell your truth.
Tell your truth because I think a lot of us have been through childhood stuff that we may have somewhat normalized because it was going on in our 4 walls, right? Mm. When you get into the real world, you start learning things, seeing things, and realizing like, maybe because even like when I was going through this stuff, I still was like, I had a place to stay. I still was like eating. I still was going to school. Like my mom would sometimes still have a job, though she was, dealing with whatever she was dealing with. She, you know what I'm saying? And, you just think I'm just, you don't know that you in the house for a couple of days as 11, 12-year-old, by yourself. And like, this is not normal, you know what I'm saying? And this is before phone, so I don't know where my mom is. I just know she'll be back by Wednesday, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. She's not gonna be gone the whole week, you know what I'm saying? She might go the weekend, Wednesday. And then when I get old enough to be like, man, I'm tired of you doing that. Like when I become a teenager, my mom took me to all the places that she would like be if I needed her. Like when I got a certain age to like, so from like maybe 11 to like 15, 16, I started being like, man, where the fuck you be going? What you be doing? And she felt the need because she kept trying to get it right. You know what I'm saying? She kept trying to get it right. Mm. She took me to these places. I was just like, I couldn't believe I couldn't believe that she would be in these places, Mm. It forced me to be a man.
She wanted to show you her truth, I guess, at that point.
I'm like, I couldn't believe you way up. And it's not nowhere near my house. I just couldn't believe these. Like, how do you meet these people, whatever? But, like I said, we on the other side of the mountain.
How did she get to the other side of that? Because a lot of people don't make it.
Man, I don't know. My mom stopped smoking cigarettes. My mom don't eat beef or pork no more. She got off I don't know how she got off she say, I don't have to, that's another, I'm going to have to ask
part
her.
of what we going to unpack.
I have to figure it out.
Yeah.
You know,
but it happened. I don't know if she went through something. We have to talk about that.
I think this might open up some conversations for you and your mom.
Yeah, she looking at me now. You see me looking down. I was there. I just don't know why.
How.
Yeah.
I would imagine that gives you some sense of pride, that part of it, that she was able to turn into the person
now
she
is.
Now
My mom be at all my restaurants and my clubs with all my aunts hanging out. And it's just, I did the video with the Isley Brothers in the Hood, and I said, I knew I was going to do the video, but I said, I can't tell my mom too early because it's going to be so many people out there. So it's like 3 a.m. the day of the video. I text her, say, man, I got Ron Isley. Y'all come through, Man, at 3 a.m., video start at 10, 11 o'clock. My mama pull up. Man, it looked like, you know how I look when clowns getting out the car. They never stop. I was like, how many people are in this black truck? It's just like I just kept seeing hands. And as soon as I seen them, I said, hey, come on, let's get this picture. Hey, Mr. Ron, my mama want to meet you. So, those are like.
She must be really proud of you.
Yeah, I think she is. I would be.
You would be?
I would be.
I'm sure you're too, because your relationship with your mother, you were
real close. Yeah.
He been popping though. Yeah. He been popping.
It's so crazy. As we were sitting here talking just now, just when where we are and the times, and I just started going down like how many films and how long you've been doing.
He's been making people proud. Because when you get on TV, people that are not on TV, they can't even fathom it. They think you like are in the TV, like, right. How you get in there, cuz? Like, you know what I'm saying? So you doing it at a high level very early.
Yeah.
That has to create that. For me, it's like, I remember that just like being in a Ludacris video and people like, actually when I read some of those letters from my dad, he in prison, he telling me, boy, I just seen you in the video. He like, well, they came, he said, some of the guys came and got me and I saw you in this video, man, blah, blah, blah. So that was good. I was making it then, not even saying that, just like getting a cameo. So it's levels, you know what I'm saying, obviously. But right now, she's smiling.
Your mama's proud.
Look at you. That's the main thing. We gotta go find some good food after this, mama. Her birthday next week, I was like, man, I gotta do something for her. She wanted to go to LA with 20 folks, and mama, listen.
She gonna pull up in that same car.
She would.
People in it.
We gonna do something.
I have some in real life before we go. I have a little in real life questions that we ask everybody. In real life, what do you pray for most?
I pray every day, all day. I'm into like strength, wisdom, staying fearless, being able to bless others. Definitely family. I pray for each one. I pray before I rap. I pray before I do everything. Before I eat. I pray before I sleep. I pray before I do almost everything, not everything, but they're definitely faith driven, and I feel like it works for me. And I don't try to like hide it. Like I'd be sitting at a table full of people, I just start praying. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't even embarrassed my kid. Look, they be around all their friends. Look, make sure you bless your food. That's just what I'm on. That's what.
Is that how you were raised, or you developed that?
Yeah. My dad was and we talk about that. I actually got a book coming out March, I want to say, and I just but my dad used to write a chapter. The name of the book is "The Voice in Your Head Is God," right? And we can get it'll be a whole. But it's a chapter called "God Is Love." That like Omar, I didn't realize he used to write it on the back of all these letters. So like I found these letters from like 2003, and I'm reading them, and all of them got "God Is Love" on them. But it's like I'm looking and I'm putting an equal sign what it is at right now. You get what I'm saying? And I'm saying, he's saying God is like the same. Like if it ain't love, then it can't be God. But I'm just figuring this out though, like 5 years, the last 5 years. So it's some paper trails and some lessons that has been left for me to like, but I was just, God is love. He used to say it all the time. And I was like, okay. But now
it means more.
I kind of get it. Like if you on some hate, like you ain't got the gut, that ain't you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
I'm starting to get it, bro. I'm still starting to get it.
Wow.
That's why I'm just saying like it gotta mean this. So yeah.
Yeah. And you? What do you pray for most?
I don't know if I could say most, but obviously family and but much of the same. Wisdom, patience, strength, happiness. I pray for laughter. You know what I mean?
I love laughter.
I'm laughter. A laugh.
Yeah, and like the understanding.
What are your real life pet peeves or triggers?
I don't like drunk people yelling 2 Chainz in my face.
That's real specific.
That's problematic and very specific.
And very stop.
That question
by the way, I wouldn't like that either.
Yeah, I'm talking about you drunk. You like 2
It probably happens a lot.
And then you do like this. You be like, let me get a pick. And I say yes. They be like, I can get a pick. And I say yes. Like, do you mind if I get a pick? And I say, this. I said yes. You know what I mean? So it's that I think first of all, I drink, but I'm not like a drinker. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Me too. I didn't realize how many things we had in common.
Yeah, we locked in.
I like a cocktail.
Yeah.
A couple cocktails.
Yeah, but I'm not.
You never gonna catch me sloppy out here.
Nah, you're not gonna have to tote me anywhere. I'm not gonna be throwing up. Yes. So when people get like that and don't,
I hate it.
None, you're right. I don't like it either.
I don't like it. I don't like when people, something happens to people's eyes and they start getting out of character.
Yeah,
even friends and people, like when I see that shift when people have drank too much and they get out of character, I almost want to relieve myself from the situation. I don't like it. I don't like it.
And now look, I like to get high, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not like to the point where I'm not myself. Let me say that.
Yeah. I get it. You got a pet peeve over there? You thinking about it?
I got a lot of pet peeves.
He is crazy. Actually.
What do you mean?
It's crazy.
I got a lot.
I was like, yo, we're gonna be in your city now. I know you. See, this is we in his. Yes. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Man, don't mess with none of y'all for real. Don't like none of y'all.
Nah, I be on the low. I think one of my pet peeves is disorganization. I'm a clean freak.
You are?
Yeah, and I'm in feng shui, like all of that. Like order. Synchronicity. It's an energy thing for me.
You got a little OCD maybe?
That's what my family says.
Oh yeah, okay. Sounds like it.
Sounds like it.
What is real life last piece of great advice someone has given you? Think of anything?
Last piece of advice I got was at a Colorado football game. It was that last game with Shador and Travis, and Coach Brown he wasn't talking to me, he was actually talking to the team. But I like to learn in every situation, like I said earlier. Mm-hmm. And he said the strongest person in the room is not the person that could lift the most weight. It's the person that knows when it's time to walk away. And I thought that was so much game.
Word.
I thought it was so much game.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Yeah,
How you going to follow that up?
I'm not.
We both going to take that.
I'm going to walk away.
Yeah, we're going to
That was the best advice that you heard from him who heard it from somebody else.
Yeah.
What about a regret? Any regret, a real life regret in life that you've had that you would, this might take you back to your film that you don't want to tell anybody what you talked about in the movie, but I don't know if that.
I answered the last one. Get this.
Okay.
I think, who doesn't have regrets, right? I think the older I get, I regret not smelling the roses as much as I could have.
Yeah, I'm that too.
As much as I could have. I
can only imagine the rooms, the circumstances, the things that you have seen in your career.
Yeah, and I didn't really realize that. And again, I was wild young. I did my first film when I was my son's age.
Which was what?
17.
Wow. And that was?
When I did Juice.
You were 17.
17.
When you landed the role or when you're shooting?
When it came out and all of that. So
that's crazy.
That is crazy. When you ask the question just now, I'm like, yeah, I didn't, there's just so many moments I wish I would have taken it in, but then that's not what was meant, I guess. You know what I mean? Because I was just so young. It was like, it's just happening,
And then all of a sudden life changes.
Yeah.
People are gone.
Yeah.
I went down a rabbit hole today because we don't
look at where we filming.
This is not normally where we film. Okay. Our place was not available today, and we came here. Luckily, they allowed us to come and.
I work here a lot. I was just telling my mom what this was.
Right.
We had mom.
I don't come here a lot, but I have been here a couple of times. But when I walked in today, it was like,
yes,
I felt. It felt weird.
That's how I felt when we got on the joint. We walked in.
Oh yeah, I don't like the elevators in New York. Period. So I definitely don't like this one here.
Right. But it's just
But for you,
like
I wonder what it brought up.
Wave of a time came back to where it's like you could smell the air.
Mm-hmm.
That's how visceral.
I had that feeling today too.
You know
I know exactly what you mean.
So with the point that you just said, man, there's so many people that's no longer with us.
When I got in the elevator, we're at Quad Studios. This is where
I was about to
Pac
say,
people should know. Yeah, and this is obviously where Pac was shot
5 times.
5 times,
and he thought Biggie set him up. Correct.
Yes, this has led up to the whole thing. Mm-hmm. But something about the details of that story, have always sat with me. And I don't know, when we got in even to Brittany, I said we got in the elevator today, and I just kept my head down in the elevator. Like I don't want to look around the elevator. I don't even want that to come up. You know what I'm saying? I just sat. So I go in the elevator like this till we get upstairs. And it's been so many years. Yeah. But walking in here, it still had that visceral effect on me.
Yeah.
It took me like a little while to I had to eat a sandwich and chill and have some water and talk to finally I got the energy, loosen up, get the energy off of me a little bit. I could only imagine for you. So when you walked in, I was like, maybe this probably wasn't the best location.
Nah. It's all love. It's just one of those things you just appreciate, the now, but also then, it's a lot of history. And when people talk about this thing about the culture, right? It's like, this is that forever shifted. It altered the course of our culture.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And who would know at that young age that would be?
None of us. We just living.
I just did an interview today and they were like, could you imagine like how influential those artists back then? Because, I started on the radio when that was all happening and Jay's starting his career, Nas is running around, all that's going on.
Right.
And you never really could imagine. You can never imagine where it was going to land.
That's right. You the legend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
So many archive stuff with you in the middle of it, for real.
I got a lot of archives. But
with integrity.
Thank you.
Along the way.
Thank you.
That's the appreciation that we have.
Business, for real.
You have no idea. One day I'll tell my story. When you're ready, Omar, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you're ready,
then y'all all getting it.
Be on your third film, you know what I mean? We can collaborate, all that. But there's many stories to tell. Yeah. But what for you at that? What do you tell that kid, 17-year-old Omar, in that time? What do you think he needed to hear? Smell the roses.
Smell the roses and enjoy it. Enjoy it. And stay. I was always focused, but I would just say enjoy it a little bit more. Like, I'm still on my mission. I'm still I'm Michael from Good Times. I'm a little militant.
You the militant
in my
friend?
walk.
Tell me.
Yeah.
He is black power to the. I'm supporting them, but I'd be having like, this is.
They be like,
intense. This is intense.
Oh my God! I even doing the film, like, please stop, stop, man. Yeah.
What was he doing?
Yeah, he's just like abuse. He's just somebody that believes in the black experience and what that
black and brown.
Yeah, black and brown, and what that should be like and feel like, and if you have to tighten up your bootstraps, then he's a militant little fucker, right? I tell you that. He's militant.
You know what it is?
Always militant as hell.
I'm upholding the standard that was passed on to me.
Do you feel like you have done well, or do you feel like because you always say like you have so much, you still have so much to do? You were saying that before. Like, do you ever like just assess that already you have done enough, or that you have
not enough? But I feel like I've done well.
Yeah.
But when I say there's more to do, I'm not necessarily talking about. I mean, in life, like I don't know if it's going to be in this space, right? On film, it's not necessarily just that. You know what I mean? It's just more things to do as a human. Because at the end of the day, if you look it out from where we come from on paper, neither one of us is supposed to be sitting here living this life. And we are.
What is the key to doing it well, though? Because you've done it well for so long.
I think it's interesting. It's part of that is kind of like what you said. You always open to learning. Always open to learning and holding. At least the standard has to be in your mind. You know what I'm saying? So when we hear these stories like in basketball and be like, yo, Kobe used to go to the gym after the game, after the win, and put up 1,000, free throws. Like, for what? We won. That's a standard. You know what I mean? That he held himself to, God bless. But I think we all have those capabilities in whatever that thing is that you do.
You gotta be self-motivated. They don't sell motivation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
They don't sell motivation.
No,
They should.
Bars.
Yeah.
That's a bar.
So you gotta be able to
find it.
You gotta be able to put yourself in the gym. You gotta be able to want to eat right. You gotta be able to want to take care of yourself and your family. It's so easy, man. Your mind will have you in the bed all day if that's what it is. But you gotta find that self-motivation. And if it is scrolling Instagram, looking at somebody, in his case, looking at somebody that got a role. In my case, looking at somebody that everybody on their dick because they supposed to be good at what, the music is so, whatever it is, like whatever I find but I can definitely motivate myself.
You find the inspiration, the
I'm
motivation.
I'm gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
You're a motivated guy too, right? Probably disciplined.
I got to. I'm very disciplined.
Mm-hmm.
Very disciplined.
That is a piece of the puzzle that people forget.
Mm-hmm.
Talent, gifts, blessings, all that's cool, but
discipline is almost a common denominator to all of those things. You got to have that in there.
Yeah, I was told that young. That's one of the pieces of advice that I took with me at a young age. I was told talent is 10% of the equation, discipline is 90%, and that's just across the board.
What are your legacies, both of you, on the rap? Your real life, like what do you hope people take and learn from your life? We're all here to
go. Oh, so I can piggyback off whatever you.
Come on, man! You just made a movie about your life, the most vulnerable time in your life that you have never shared this. Your whole career, all the ups and downs in the whole journey of your career, you have held this part of your life secret, and now you've opened up to share that. There's gotta be something about that you want people to learn something from. Has to be. You wouldn't do that for just cause.
No, it's not just cause. It's purpose-filled. It's purpose-driven. I think my legacy would be maybe going back to being transparent. Like one of my legacies is being myself, very comfortable, and it's hard to do that with. It's way more followers than leaders, but I just think I have become the guy that is not just saying it, but through actions, and very comfortable in my own skin. And so my legacy would be, I guess, about truly, truly being yourself, and then that leading to everything else. And, and everybody say, you can't be this or this person is taking. I'm like, if you really like living your truth and I think everything else kind of comes from that. So that's what I kind of been on. I've been on some I don't know, just happy I'm me, and somebody going to always be doing better, but it's going to be somebody not doing as well as you. So if you can kind of
find your place,
you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's why I am with it. I'm not content at all. Like, man, I don't believe in glass ceilings. I still feel like I can grow. Even at my age, I still feel like I can, tour, whatever it is, move, whatever it is. But I'm just excited about life. And I think the legacy I want to leave is about, living in your truth and being yourself times 10.
I love that. Mm-hmm. For me, I don't think at the end of the day, I would hope to be a great servant of God, But because when I think about things like legacy and these words get thrown around, I think the people determine that ultimately.
Yeah.
Right? And so in that regard, what I strive to be is a great servant of the Most High, in all capacities, and let the chips fall where they may with the rest of it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, keep doing great work, because that's pretty inspiring too, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah. So everybody should see the movie. Anything you want to tell them about the movie, the soundtrack, anything before we wrap?
Yeah, a reminder, Red Clay soundtrack drops 8/1. It's the mood board for the actual short film right now.
I can't wait till this gets picked up and put out so we can have an elaborate conversation.
But it's going to happen.
Of course it is.
For you to say, I can't wait, this is going to happen. It's the inevitable. But right now, Red Clay is on a festival run, so I can't like put it on YouTube for you guys yet. Like we're doing festivals and actively, believe it or not, trying to get
funding
nominated for Oscars and everything. The funding,
wow.
yeah. We taking it up, but not like we already received a few awards for director Christian for best out of the Denver series. It was called Series Fest for series.
Mm-hmm.
We took home 2 awards for best actor and best director. So I ain't playing with these folks.
What was that?
That's your.
Me?
You.
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you call somebody or Siri?
Damn.
It sounded like she said something about an award. I'm gonna be honest.
No, I need that award though. But I was saying we got an award, but we got we got an award. We received an award so far. So right now, that's what it's like on a festival run, so to speak. So a lot of my friends and even family that hadn't made it to some of the festivals to see the film have been asking me how can they see the film. And all I can say right now is just be a little bit patient with me. We're going to go wide soon, but right now we have to go through the proper channels so we can get the proper nominations or even get considered for certain things. So I'm just trying to do it.
You're going through the process.
Yeah.
I love that for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Omar Epps, 2 Chainz in real life, everybody. Ooh-wee.